Hello, Brooklyn. How you doing? Migrants pulled up. Shout out to Highly Offensive. I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. The migrants pulled up to the Brooklyn shelter, and they said, "Where Jay-Z at? Where is Jay-Z?" Word on the street is, and y'all sent me two different videos, so I want to review both of them because I like to use different sources in order to substantiate what it is that we really have going on here, because one of them can skew it a little bit, so we need to use the other one and compare and contrast. But I heard that migrants over there in New York, Eric Adams Sanctuary City over there, while he over there getting investigated by the FBI allegedly, I heard that migrants over there pulled up to the new tent shelter over in Brooklyn, and they said, this ain't as good as Chicago. Thank y'all for sending me this story. Let's get into it, y'all.
Confusion and frustration at New York's newest emergency migrant shelter after a group of migrant families refused to stay in the makeshift tent city that's set up to house 500 families. The latest effort to alleviate the ongoing migrant crisis in New York City.
It's not a place where you put women and children.
Over the weekend, as one of the city buses dropped off families, NBC New York capturing the moment some turned around, refusing to stay. This family saying the Brooklyn shelter is just too far from their children's school miles away.
These individuals who decided to leave, people criticizing them for not wanting to stay there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and I'm not surprised that people took one look at the setup and decided that it would not work for their family.
A spokesperson for Mayor Eric Adams saying in a statement, quote, "We have used every possible corner of New York City and are quite simply out of good options to shelter migrants."
Let's stop there for a minute. Let's really take this into consideration. Let's take this in. Let's consume it. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's first process. Let's process what's going on here. There's so y'all know ain't no real estate over there in New York. They fighting over air rights over in New York. I don't even know how New York decided that it wanted to become a sanctuary city in the first place. There is nothing. And when I say nothing, New York is one of the rare places in the world. London, New York, Tokyo, so on and so forth. In every corner, it's owned. People own little small spots on the concrete of New York. They own the sewer system. They own a subway station. They building up. They building down. They building side to side. No space in New York. I had no idea why they decided to become a sanctuary city in the first place. But they did it, right? They did it. Okay, cool. No, don't send them to Detroit. Get them on up out of here. And they found some spots for them to build this shelter. And these people said, sure. What you think this is? I'm halfway even believing the idea that they came from the jungles over in Venezuela. You telling me you live and died to get here. You got bussed over there. They giving you free shelter, and you had the nerve to turn your nose up at it and said, nah, my kids got to go to a closer school. That's crazy. That's insane. I've never heard of such a... As a matter of fact, I just think that they fit right in what y'all already got going on here in America. Y'all know how it is. You too good for everything. You too good. You live in the hood, but you too good to wear anything that's less than $100. Oh, I ain't wearing them. What you giving me something for free? What you think this is? You think that this is a handout? Yes. You know how we do it over here. Listen, I wouldn't doubt it that they even getting EBT cards and food stamps and free food, healthcare. Listen, they don't even pay no taxes. Have y'all really thought about that for a minute? They pay zero taxes, but they're taking advantage of the school system. You know, the school system is basically funded by your property taxes. In most states, I don't know how it is in New York. Maybe it's a little bit different. I've never lived there. In most states, the school system is funded by the people and what they're paying in property taxes. So they come in, get free shelter, free food, free clothes, free housing, free health care, and said, nah, that this is too good. Free education, and said, nah, this is too good. I mean, this is too bad for my kids. Let me see the rest of this, and then we're going to compare
Going
and
on to
contrast.
say that thousands more are arriving every week, adding to the more than 65,000 migrants in the city's care right now. And there are more than 200 emergency shelters in the city already. The mayor's office agrees more solutions are needed, especially for families. Floyd Bennett Field was supposed to alleviate some of those problems. Instead, some community leaders say it's creating more.
It is a flood zone. Everything has to be brought in. Heat has to be brought in. Bathrooms have to be brought in. The showers have to be brought in. Water for drinking has to be brought in.
A view from above shows the sprawling tent city set up on a remote runway. Inside those larger tents, small cubicles lined with green cots. Migrant advocates have raised concerns about the layout of this facility. The bathrooms are outside the living area.
As a parent myself, I couldn't imagine trying to parent even one child at that location. It's also just extremely isolated.
For those who have been in and seen that new shelter, some say it's just not fit for young children, raising issues.
The nerve. I didn't know that anybody had actually went out and bought their own home or is paying rent or even deserved to be here in the first place. The nerve of you. The nerve of you to sit here and say that this is not a place to raise children in, yet you sought asylum because you said that the place that you came from was that bad as a result of it. What dimension am I living in? What time zone, what timeline am I living in? Somebody, what are we talking about, man? For anybody that's ever lived in substandard housing, this is miles and miles above what it is that you lived in substandard. Anybody that ever lived in the projects, some of the hoods that y'all lived in, man, I come from Detroit at the worst times. I come from the city at the worst times. I was born in 1982, the middle of the crack era. I have never seen such entitled people a day in my life. Now it's starting to make sense of how it is that y'all communicate on TikTok talking about y'all deserve everything, but you ain't got to work for nothing.
Issue about what they describe as a lack of trash receptacles, baby changing tables, and storage for residents, and pointing out families simply require more from a shelter.
There are plenty of populations, single adults or adult families that could be housed at Floyd Bennett Field. I'm simply suggesting that this is not a suitable location for families with children.
Who is that woman? Hold on. I need to know who this person is. Who is this lady? Who is this person with this man haircut sitting here telling us what's suitable and what's not for the people? This is how people end up on the streets, man. This is how people end up on the streets, man. I have no idea. I believe in taking what you can get when you can get it and then making lemonade out of lemons. I have no idea what spaces that I'm observing this from and how people are choosing to jump back on the bus once they paid for them to even get over there in the first place.
Not a suitable location for families with children.
The mayor's office saying they're looking into case-by-case scenarios, in particular when it comes to families with small children.
All right.
Seriously? Okay, so let me compare and contrast before I just jump to conclusions and go off. Let me compare and contrast before I jump to conclusions.
The opening of the new migrant shelter at Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn did not go as smoothly as some officials had hoped.
Several migrant families that were bused to the facility refused to stay there. They got right back on the bus. Briella Tomasetti at Floyd Bennett Field. What's going on? How is this possible?
Yeah, it is possible, Rosanna and Dan. Clearly, the situation is not ideal here. It's a transit desert. It is far from everything. It's not close to where parents have to take their kids to school. The bathrooms, the showers are outside. A long list of concerns. I could go on and on. But 23 families with children were expected to arrive here yesterday. Not all of them obviously stayed. A spokesperson for the mayor's office telling the New York Post that while some migrants did reject the site, another busload of asylum seekers arrived at around 2:30 yesterday afternoon, and they did opt to stay.
¿Sabes hacia dónde vas?
Less than an hour after the first batch of migrants arrived at Brooklyn's Floyd Bennett Field, families boarded the bus that took them there and went back to the Roosevelt Hotel Intake Center. City Council members.
Wait. The Roosevelt Hotel and where? Let me back up for a minute.
Went back to the Roosevelt Hotel Intake Center.
The Roosevelt Hotel. Let's figure out what's going on out here. Oh, no wonder that they didn't want to go out there and live on the airfield, because y'all been treating them like they've been great. No wonder. I wouldn't want to go either if y'all came over there and gave them everything that they wanted to live in and all of this other. Wait. Tell me that this ain't the Roosevelt Hotel. This where y'all had them staying at? This is where y'all was paying for them to stay at? The Roosevelt Hotel? No way. No freaking way y'all had them staying at the Roosevelt Hotel. Impossible. Have y'all seen this place? This is insane. This look like the Waldorf Astoria. Have y'all seen the inside of this place? Okay, I'll show y'all. See, this is the beautiful thing about this show, is that we get right to it. We don't mess around. Give me a second. Let me make sure that I get the right pictures up. This is crazy. Y'all had them stand here? This what we doing now? This how we plan it? This is crazy. That's how they was living. Come on, man. What we talking about, bro? This is where our tax dollars is going. Why would they want to stay out there on the airfield when you've been having them out here in these streets staying at the Roosevelt Hotel? Have y'all seen this place? This is insane, man. Who wouldn't want to live here? Who wouldn't want to live here at the Roosevelt Hotel? Huh? Roosevelt Hotel opens as asylum seekers seek arrival. Let's see what this was looking at. This is where they was originally getting dropped off at. You know what I'm saying? Why would y'all be spending money to put them in this hotel? Why would they be doing that, huh? This is insane, bro. Really? Wow. They was living like Kevin from Home Alone. Well, okay. Well, I understand why they didn't want to go out there to the airfield, because you already spoiled them. I'm getting back on the bus and I'm going, and they dropped them back off at the hotel. That's the crazy part about it. It wasn't like they did not allow them to get back on the thing. They got on there. They was in the middle of the city having a good old time. Good God almighty. What the heck is going on in this city? What's going on in this country? Man, let me get in the office. It's going to be some furniture moving up in here.
To get up to go outside of the tent to use that bathroom.
Floyd Bennett Field was first proposed as a shelter site months ago. The former airfield space is owned by the federal government, but Governor Hochul is footing the $20 million bill. The makeshift shelter has enough room to house 2,000 people, but the proposal was immediately met with intense pushback due to its inconvenient location, lack of mass transit, susceptibility to flooding, and more. Fox 5 toured the site last month. There are 4 dormitories, a tent for registration and for people to connect with caseworkers. Another tent will be used as a cafeteria, but communal bathrooms and showers are set up outside.
This is not, best conditions, but we're managing the crisis, and you cannot say any better that we need help.
Meanwhile, Mayor Adams toured the site last night, doubling down on his calls for more federal assistance. The mayor's office sent out a statement saying, in part, With more than 65,600 migrants currently in our care and thousands more continuing to arrive every week, we have used every possible corner of New York City and are quite simply out of good options to shelter migrants.
So, this is your federal government and your local government at work. Now, I don't absolve Eric Adams of anything because he was the one that was standing on business, and he said that they was always going to be a sanctuary city. Nah, see, you was all cool with it when just a week ago. Just a week ago. Hold on. Let me remind you. Let me remind you. Just a week ago, it was all cool. He said that New York was going to remain a sanctuary city, and he stood on business. And now he backtracking because he feeling some type of way, and now he complaining about it. He was standing on business. I wish I could find that video real quick. Let me see if I can find that video. Let's see if we can find it really, really quick. Because he was standing on business just a minute ago.
Mayor Eric Adams says his administration is crunching the numbers to figure out how New York City can support migrants that were sent from Texas. The mayor and others are accusing the Texas governor of using humans.
Saying that it is a shame that these migrants, they are stuck right in the middle. Mayor Eric.
This is a place where the Statue of Liberty sits in the harbor, and we say, bring us your tide. Those who are yearning to be free. That's what these asylum seekers are doing. And I don't think anything is more anti-American than shipping people on a bus.
This comes after 2 busloads of migrants seeking refuge were shipped to New York City over the weekend from Texas with little warning. Many people, including Adams, greeted them.
Refugees are welcome here.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent around 50 of them to New York City and has been sending thousands more to other Democratic cities in a challenge to the Biden administration's open border policies. After Adams called Abbott's move horrific, the Republican governor this morning tweeting in part, did he say it was horrific when Biden flew plane loads into New York? Nope. Immigration lawyers like Renetta Castro say there is no law that allows Abbott to prohibit these asylum seekers from returning back to Texas. If not, Abbott better have a backup plan.
He has to deal with.
Yeah, backup plan was Chicago. Yeah, I remember when Eric Adams said he was standing on business. He said, I'm standing on business. He said we gonna remain a sanctuary city. He held it down. And he did not pivot. He did not move. And he 100% believed in the cause that he was rolling with. Now you want to backtrack. No, stand on it. Stand on it. Don't move. Don't pivot. Don't make modifications. Don't complain about it. Hold it down. Hold it down. He said this is the city where the Statue of Liberty lives and that we need to make sure that we take care of people. Now you want to sit here and pivot and complain about what's going on in the city? No. Go ahead and do the same. See, I got more respect for Brandon Johnson than I got for Eric Adams. Now, Brandon Johnson is 10 times worse of a mayor as a result of it, but Brandon Johnson is standing on business. Brandon Johnson is standing on business. He said, we not moving, we not shaking. We are going to stand tall on whatever it is that's going on out here in these streets, and we not moving at all. We not moving at all. If you don't want to close the borders, Greg Abbott said, okay, well, then that means that you must want them in your city because as a result of it, we're going to make some adjustments.